I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. I can find the right screen. Where is it? Here. Yes. Okay. And hope you can all see that screen there. And we're going to look at these topics on defense from the point of view of East here. So here's a hand where South has opened one heart, North bid 2 diamonds, South bid 2 no trump, and North bid 3 no trump. And your partner leads the Jack of spades, which you presume is their best suit, and presume they have some kind of sequence headed by the Jack there. So let's have a little think about how we're going to defend on this hand. And actually, I'm going to launch a poll in a moment. The queen gets played from dummy, and you win the first trick with the ace. So that's the first trick, Dom. And the poll now is, which suit are you going to play at trick 2? So have a little think about this. Have a look at dummy, have a look at your own hand. And in a moment, I'm going to launch a poll, and it's going to say, what are you going to return having won the ace of spades? Give you a few seconds to think about it. The poll there and share the results with you. And let's see, most of you, 47% went for a spade, with a third going for a club, and 2 people went for a diamond, and 1 person went for a heart. So let's have a look and see what the right answer is. Well, let's have a think about this. What we can see in dummy is that long diamond suit, and declarer hopes to make a number of diamond tricks fairly obviously there. The other thing, though, is that declarer has an entry to the north hand in the form of the king of spades. Now, the important thing here is that you've got the ace of diamonds, which what you're going to do with that is you're going to prevent declarer from taking all those diamond tricks. You're actually going to try to take your ace of diamonds to hold declarer to as few diamonds as possible. But for that to be a successful strategy, you also have to knock out the king of spades. So what you have to do on this hand is, after winning the ace of spades, continue with the spade. That's what the majority of you, or just under 50%, went for. Because what we're going to do is knock out the king, and then declarer will have no entries to the north hand except in diamonds. And you're going to try to take your ace at the right moment to hold declarer to as few diamonds as possible. So the right answer is to carry on with spades. Your partner plays the 8. That's good enough to win the trick or force out the king. So your partner just carries on with the king of spades, with another spade, forcing out the king. So now the king of spades has gone, declarer turns their attention to diamonds. And let's suppose they play the king of diamonds. And I hope none of you are going to play your ace here, because what you're going to try and do is hold up your ace to stop declarer from running those diamonds. So we'll play low here. The 7 is played, and your partner plays the 2. And I've got the second poll question coming up now. And the question is, how many diamonds do you think declarer has? How many diamonds do you think declarer started off with in their own hand? So the way you're going to work that out is try to figure out what that 2 of diamonds from your partner shows. Does that show an odd number of cards or an even number of cards? Try and work that out. And then from that, work out how many diamonds you think South started off with. So take a minute. And the question is going to be, how many diamonds do you think South started off with? And share the results with you. And the majority have gone for 2, with 22% saying 1, 6% said 3, and then 1 or 3 were 2 people went for, and 2 or 4 2 people went for. So let's see what's right here. Well, the first thing is you are assuming that your partner is going to give you a count signal here. When there's a long suit in dummy, and especially with no other entries, the signal you want to get from West is a count signal. And the 2 is obviously your partner's lowest diamond. So that should indicate that they started with 3 cards in the suit. If you play your lowest card, that often indicates that you started with an odd number, and the 2 of diamonds therefore indicates that that's likely to be that West started with 3 cards. And the way to work this out is to think of how many diamonds can you see between North and your own hand. There were 5 in dummy, 3 in your own hand, that's 8. Therefore, the missing 5 diamonds are divided between West and South. And if your partner started with 3, then declarer started with 2. So a lot of you said 2 there. There is actually another possibility, which is that your partner started with a singleton. And if your partner started with 1, that meant that declarer started with 4. So actually the correct answer to this, which just a few people got, is that declarer started with either 2 or 4, most likely 2. And I say that because if they'd had 4, they might have supported their partner's diamonds. But they could have decided to rebid no trump, even with a diamond fit. So really the correct answer is 2 or 4. Now, if declarer did start with 2, then you can hold declarer to just 1 diamond trick by taking a trick on the second diamond. If declarer started with 4, you cannot prevent declarer from running the diamond suit. So to cater to the possibility that probably most likely declarer did start with 2, if they play another diamond and you trust your partner's signals, you should take your ace of diamonds now. And you're taking that as you believe declarer plays their last diamond from dummy. By the way, if you're playing with a partner and you couldn't be sure whether they know about signaling or know about signaling correctly, then you would do best to duck twice to let them win 2 diamonds and win the 3rd. But if you trust your partner's signals, then you can take the 2nd diamond, and declarer has no more diamonds to get to dummy. Any questions on that? Do interrupt me. What do you think you should play now? Well, you're going to lead another suit, of course, and clubs is probably the best bet, given that declarer bid heart. So you should lead the jack of clubs, and what you're hoping for is that declarer has perhaps some kind of honor that might get trapped by you leading into dummy's weakness. If I bring up the 4 hands at this point, you're hoping for a layout something like this. So you lead the jack, declarer might play the queen, but your partner can beat that with the ace and now has a spade to catch, so they can catch 1 spade. And and now you've defeated the contract there. After that, declarer has those good diamonds but can never get there. So let's suppose you play a club back here. Declarer can win that one, will cash their hearts, but may end up with a club at the end. They may live hang on to the right thing. Okay, I'm just going to mute everyone because there's a bit of background noise.
Tony.
Okay.
Tony.
Unmute yourself if you wish.
Tony, could you remind us when the signalling is at low is odd and even is low and high is even.
Yeah.
The
So,
signaling.
yeah. So
Low is odd.
yeah. So if you started with an even number, you would play a high card.
Yeah.
And with an odd number, you play a low card. So the way I like to remember that is low has got 3 letters in it. So you play a low card with 3. High has got 4 letters in it. So you play a high card if you have an even number. Okay. So yeah, so if you trust your partner, you can defeat this by a couple of tricks by preventing declarer making the all those diamonds. Any comments or questions on that? Let's try another one. Looks very similar. This time your partner plays the Jack of Spades again. The Queen is played, and you win the first trick with your ace. And I've got the same question for you now. Dummy's a little different, and your hand is a little different. And the question is, what, having played the ace of spades, what are you going to play back? Which suit are you going to play back? Have a little think about it. And in a moment, I'm going to launch another poll. Okay, let's end that there and share the results with you. And the majority there have gone for a club, 60%, with 27% saying a spade and 13% saying a heart. So let's switch back and see what we think. Well, this hand is a little bit different to the last one because that diamond suit is going to take lots of tricks there. You don't know who's got the queen of diamonds, but it's either your partner or it's declarer. And if your partner has a queen of diamonds, it's likely that it will drop under the ace king, or declarer would be able to finesse it. So declarer here has all those diamonds, and you don't have the ace here, so they're going to run. They're going to make 6 tricks in all likelihood. So this calls for a different defense here, because if you make the automatic return of playing a spade, declarer will get in with the king and will be able to run those diamonds. They might cross to their hand and finesse in diamonds, or they might just cash the diamonds. But the strategy of returning your partner's suit will not achieve much this time. And there's a good guideline in bridge that when your partner leaves a suit and you win it, it's very often a good idea to return it, unless you can see that there's something better to do here. And here, because playing a spade will just allow declarer to take all those diamonds, you probably want to switch to another suit. And the suit to switch to is the unbid suit, the Jack of clubs. Yes, I would lead the Jack of clubs at trick 2 and not play a spade. In fact, if I bring up the 4 hands and press on the GIB link, you'll see that if I lead anything other than the Jack or 10 of clubs, declarer will make 2 over tricks, which will not come as a surprise to you because they'll take all those diamonds and all the hearts. So the way to defeat this contract is to lead the Jack of clubs. The Jack is much better than a low club here, because if you play a low club, your partner would have to win the queen, and then declarer gets a trick with their king. So lead top of a sequence here, 2 cards higher than the highest card in dummy, and you will trap an honor if declarer happens to have something like this. So here your partner just played the 2, but you shouldn't, you know, they may have been having difficulty. They didn't want to sort of discard a higher card, play a higher card. The fact that you've won the Jack, you should just take that as a good sign and carry on with clubs. And if the layout is something like this, you can actually defeat declarer by taking all those club tricks. Okay. Now declarer is going to get in and is going to make all the rest of the tricks, and you will hold declare to 8 tricks there by switching to a club. So how did you know to do that? Well, what was different was the diamond suit, and you're not able to prevent the diamond suit from running here. So this is a time to switch to an active defense, just to try to make any tricks you can. And it works out that clubs is your best chance to make 4 tricks there. Otherwise, declarer will make at least 11 tricks there with all the hearts and all the diamonds. Any comments or questions on that?
Tony, the 2-no trump response from South is showing more points than they've got.
Okay, so 2-no trump is bidding no trump at the lowest level. So it should be showing 15 or 16 points, which is, I think, what you've got, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was 17.
So if you jump in no trump, it's 17. So if it's been 1 heart, 1 spade, 2-no trump, that would be 17 or 18. But because you're bidding no trump at the lowest level, it's 15 or 16. Do check your bidding sheet if you're not sure about that. But that's what that shows, 15 or 16 points. Okay. Let's actually have a look at a similar hand to this, but from declarer's point of view, because there's something for declarer to do on this hand as well. Again, let's suppose you're in 3-no trump and they lead the jack of spades. They take their ace, lead back a spade, and keep on at spades, knocking out your king. From declarer's point of view, again, you're hoping to make as many diamonds as you can here. So you start by playing the king of diamonds. But if they let that go, can you see that you're probably not going to make any more diamonds now? Because if you play another diamond, they can win that one, and now you're blocked from dummy. You'll never get to run those diamonds. So from declarer's point of view, that's rather sad. But what you can do is perhaps now that you're in dummy, make use of that fact, maybe to try to play the hearts. And you're going to maybe try to finesse in hearts. So in other words, you could try to play another diamond in the hope you get another trick. But if you think the defense knows what they're doing, if you do play a diamond, they will take their ace and you won't make any more diamonds. So an alternative is actually to play hearts. And now you're in dummy, maybe lead the 9 of hearts to try and finesse against the king and the jack that you're missing. So maybe play low there. Here that loses to the king, which is sort of reasonable news because hopefully now you won't lose to the jack as well. Let's see what happens. They can take a spade, which you can't do anything about. Now, they could actually play a diamond here because if they know if they believe what's going on, they think East has got the ace, so he could actually take the ace of diamonds. Let's bring up the 4 hands at this point and just see how it goes after that. And East, having won that, will probably play a club, but declarer can win that one. Take clubs here. They can take the ace, queen, the jack drops here, and they can take the 10. So they'll make 8 tricks there. Better than letting the opponents make all those diamonds. So that was a sort of topic for defender there, for the declarer to sort of, when they do hold up, maybe you'll have another option rather than plugging away at diamonds. Any comments or questions on that? Let's try this one. North opens a diamond and South bids 1-no trump. So that shows 6 to 9 points. And let's try and work out how we're going to defend on this. Your partner plays the 7 of spades. So they lead the 7 of spades. That's presumably their best suit. And let's suppose declarer plays low from dummy, and you've got your first decision to make, which is whether to play the ace or the jack. Normally you play third hand high, but in a situation like this with the king in dummy, it's a good idea to hold up the ace and just play the jack. In all likelihood, your partner has the queen, given that they've led this suit. It should show at least one honor in that suit. So you play the jack and it wins the trick. So that's the first thing you've done that was good. You've won the first trick with the jack. And now the second question, the next question is, what are you going to play now? And I've got another poll for you, which is, you've won the jack of spades. Which suit do you think you should play now? Have a little think. And the majority have gone for a heart, 75%, with 3 people going for a club and 1 person going for a spade. So let's switch back to it. Where were we? It was this one, sorry. So yeah, well, let's have a little think about this. Again, there's a long diamond suit in dummy, but you hold the ace of diamonds, so you're hoping to prevent that suit from running by taking the ace at the right moment. But what you have to do as well as that is to make sure that declarer cannot get to dummy. And you've got the ace of spades, which will hopefully stop the king of spades being an entry, but you also need to try to knock out the ace of hearts, because that is another entry to the long suit. Don't play a spade here, because that will set up the king of spades. That would be a bad mistake. But a heart is the right thing to play here. And as well as setting up tricks, you're hoping to knock out that ace. You know, by the way, that south is a fairly weak hand with only 6 to 9 points. So with any luck, your partner has the king of hearts, and your goal should be to knock out the ace of hearts now. If I just bring up the 4 hands at this point and click on the GIB link, you'll see that to defeat the contract, which can be defeated by 2 tricks, you will lead a heart here. Leading a club or a diamond does not defeat the contract. So let's see what happens. You lead a heart, your partner plays the 7, declarer lets you win that one, so you play another heart to knock out the ace. And now when declarer plays diamonds, you're going to try to prevent the diamond suit from setting up. So you duck the first diamond. Now your partner here plays the 6, and that looks like that's possibly a high card, not a low card. It's definitely not their, well, it doesn't look like the lowest card, because there's the 2 and the 5 lower than that. So if that is high, then perhaps your partner has started off with 2 cards, and that would mean that declarer started off with 3 diamonds. So if you can do that logic, you will let the second diamond go too, and then if they play a third diamond, you will win that, and you'll see that that's now all the diamonds accounted for, except for those in dummy. What should we play now? Well, hearts were doing quite well earlier, so let's play another heart. Okay, and another heart over to your partner, who wins that one. And let's show all 4 hands again. So you're doing very well here. Your partner now might play a club. They've got the queen jack. If declarer lets them win that, maybe it's a good idea to shift to another suit, perhaps a spade. And again, that traps the king there. So East can win the ace, and declarer can make the last 2 tricks. But declarer will make only 5 tricks there, going down 2, if you find the right defense there. Do interrupt me if you have any comments or questions on that one. And let's have a look at another one here in a suit contract. where South opened the weak two spades, your partner doubled, and North bid 4 spades. And your partner leads the king of clubs, and down comes dummy. And here we've got to have a little think about where we might make tricks here. Your partner has presumably got a sequence in clubs, so presumably we're going to make 2 club tricks. They've got a lot of spades. North's got 5 spades to go with their partner's 6, so Declarer's got 11 spades. You've got 2, so your partner probably has no spades, but you're going to make a trick with your king. So it looks like we've got 2 clubs and the king of spades. And apart from that, the only other suit where we can make any tricks is in diamonds, presumably. So let's see what happens. Let's suppose they lead the king and we give an encouraging signal with the 9, and they carry on with the queen. Now you have a choice to make. You can either let your partner win this trick with the queen, or you can overtake. And there are only 2 clubs coming your way, and it's probably much better for you to play your ace here so that you can lead a diamond. Okay, it may not make a difference, but if the holdings are something like this, you can see that if you make the mistake of playing low here, then if your partner plays a diamond, he'll be leading away from his king, and Declarer will say thank you very much and will make the queen of diamonds. Or if he plays a heart, then that's not much good either. Declarer just gets in, and eventually will be able to discard on that good heart suit. So the right play here, which as you can see from GIB button will lead to defeating the contract, is to overtake with your ace so that you can lead into dummy's weakness, something your partner cannot do. So you take your ace and then you lead a diamond. And on the layout like this, Declarer might well go up with their ace here. Then they might try to draw trumps. They lead the queen of spades, but your partner discards. So they realize that you're going to make a trick with your king. There's no point letting you win that one. So they win the ace. They leave your king out. And the best Declarer can try and do is to cash their hearts. So if they're lucky, they'll be able to cash their hearts and discard all their diamonds. Okay, but on this particular layout, when they play another heart, you can ruff with your king, and of course you play a diamond before they have a chance to discard it, and you're able to defeat the contract by 1 trick there. Okay, so again, it's a matter of looking at the weakness in dummy and realizing that you want to try and be on lead to lead into dummy's weakness. And finally, let's have a look at this one here, where it's gone 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. Your partner leads the queen of diamonds. Down comes dummy. And I've got the final poll question for you here. And here it comes. And the question is, who has the king of diamonds? Who has the king of diamonds? Is it west, south, or can't you be sure? Okay, we've nearly all got that one right. Let me just share the results with you. And the majority have gone 89% for south, and 2 people said they can't be sure. Well, you should be sure here, because when your partner leads the queen here, it's presumably the top of a sequence, and that means they do not have the king. That means that the declarer has the king, and that means that east-west, you can only ever make 1 diamond here, because you may think your partner made an unfortunate lead there of the queen, but it was a normal lead, top of a sequence. But what it does mean is that because there's a doubleton diamond in dummy, you're only ever going to make one diamond trick. So the right play here is to overtake it with the ace. Don't play another diamond back because you know declarer's got the king, and instead we're going to switch to another suit. And I hope you can all see that the only other suit you're likely to win any tricks in, unless your partner has an ace, for example, is in clubs. You lead into dummy's weakness again, and you should lead the queen of clubs, hoping to trap any honors that declarer might have in clubs. Again, you're hoping for some kind of layout like this, where declarer's got the king, but your partner's got the ace. So you can keep playing clubs, and whatever happens, declarer is going to lose those club tricks. Okay, after that, that's going to be it for the defense. Whatever you play now, declarer is going to win. Will just draw trumps and take the rest, but they'll be down by one one trick there, because you found that good defense of overtaking and then switching into dummy's weakness. Anyone have any questions or comments on that? I hope you can see that your partner's lead of the queen of diamonds was a normal lead there, top of the sequence. It was a good lead, and it tipped you off as to where the king is, and made you realize that your only source of tricks, apart from one diamond, is going to be in clubs. So you're able to defend and stop declarer and take those clubs. If you don't take those clubs, of course, declarer will be able to discard them on the hearts. After drawing trumps, they'll discard, they'll make all those hearts, and they'll make at least 10 tricks. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? How do you find that? Is that easy, hard? So we'll end the talk in a moment.